Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa.
Thank you again for joining me for another exciting episode, and I hope you do enjoy the series. Now if you do, please do not forget to click that subscribe button now, show me some love, leave a comment, like it, please share the video, share with your family and friends, let's spread the word. Thank you so much, you guys have been wonderful. So today on the menu, I do have the famous Ghanaian chicken light soup. Now this is a must try. Now the light soup is usually enjoyed with some fufu, and I have got the fresh fufu in a pot recipe as well, so you can still have your fresh fufu without pounding. Now let's start cooking. For the spice mix, we will need ginger, onion, habanero chili and aniseed. Now let's talk about aniseed. Aniseed is actually one of my favorite spice to use, and if you actually follow my videos, you notice that's one of the bases of most of my dishes. Now aniseed has a mild, fragrant, licorice taste, which I think pairs perfectly with the chicken soup, so you must try that. So what you do is just blend everything together and add to the chicken and place it on a medium heat. We're going to steam this gently and we're going to let the spices actually infuse into the chicken. So this is where the infusion and flavors do take place. So I'm going to be actually steaming this for about 6 to 7 minutes, and then I'm going to be adding my tomato puree. Now at this point you're going to add your tomato puree, so mix your tomato puree with a little bit of water so you have that double cream consistency, and add it to your chicken. Now the reason why I'm actually doing this is going to allow the tomatoes to also cook and for the tomato to take on the spicy flavor of the chicken as well as the spice mix that I actually added. So this is the infusion of flavors. If you add too much water, there's nothing is actually absorbing the flavors. You want to bite into that piece of chicken which is just filled with flavor. Yes.
Now I'm adding some huintia, which is the grains of salim. Now huintia is actually quite popular in West Africa as well as in Ghana, and I love adding that to my soup. You can also add it to your porridge, and I'll tell you what, it has this musky taste. It's just like a black peppercorn, but a little bit intensified and musky in flavor, so it does complement this dish perfectly. So I've added just about 3 to 4 strands, and yet again I'm going to allow the infusion to take place. So whilst my chicken is cooking, I'm actually making my own chicken stock. So I've got 2 carcasses that I've added some water, ginger, and you can use whatever herb you have available. I do have thyme, so I've added the thyme, and I'm adding some onions. So this is just cooking for about an hour to allow the infusion to also take place. So you can use your water for the light soup, but I think it's best to actually add flavored water, as in a chicken stock. So this is much easier to do, I guess. So now this has been steaming for about 10 minutes. So the infusion is actually taking place beautifully. And this is where I'm now going to be adding my chicken stock. I used 1.2 kilograms of chicken for the soup. Hence, I'm going to add 1.5 liters of chicken stock. Yet again, as I said, if you don't have the chicken stock, you can use water, and you can use the cube or the stock cube that one uses as well. One thing I do love about the soup is the different elements that it has. So after adding the stock, now we're going to be adding fresh tomatoes and halved garden eggs. Now I'll be using part of the garden eggs and the tomato as a thickener for the soup. So one is actually steamed through and it's also absorbed the flavors. I would blend this and I would reintroduce that to the soup later. I told you, this is not any other soup. This is Ndudu kasa unza. Ndudu enyalo. Steam the vegetables, i.e. the tomatoes and the garden eggs, for about 5 to 7 minutes. Just when you can see the skin of the tomato is peeling, and you can also see that the garden eggs actually absorbed the flavor, you know it's almost ready. So I'm just going to be blending this. As you can see, the skin is peeling off perfectly here, and I'll just take a couple, I think at least about 3 or 4 garden eggs, and blend them. At this point, you don't want to overcook your chicken as well, so do check it out. Now, if you feel that your chicken is soft, take it out now, so that the stock can actually just cook, because the chicken is already flavored anyway, and you just don't want to really mash your chicken. But this shouldn't happen because I'm actually using the organic chicken, which is the Ifiakoko one that I got from Waitrose, which is the Dutchy type. That was really, really, really good. It's the closest and it's the best light soup I've actually had in ages. Because you see, that's the thing about chicken as well. Most of the chicken that you do get in the shops are just filled with water and doesn't really taste of that Ifiakoko. You know what I mean? So yes. Finally, I found the Ifiakoko flavored one. Yes, absolutely. So that's representing in the soup today. I told you. You might wonder what I meant by Ifiakoko and this flavor thing. The Ifiakoko is actually a home-reared chicken, and that, back in the day when I was in Ghana, one used to keep chicken, and I'll tell you what, the flavors were just incredible. They were organic, they're free range, they roam about and everything, and so it's like the flavor is just different, and the texture as well is different, completely different to what we actually get here. But this is the closest that I've got to it. So as I said, just try Waitrose. It's a Dutch type, and just say thank you when you do try that. At this point, I'm just adding my bakbushito or petit bel, as they call it. You can actually use a habanero chili if you wish, but I've already added 1 habanero chili, so that's enough. And I've actually just added the bakbushito without breaking it because I just don't want it to be too spicy. Add salt to taste, not more than 1.5 teaspoonful of salt to it, and mix everything together till it's well combined. Your soup is almost ready. After blending the tomato and the garden egg together and reintroducing it to the soup, I've actually just cooked this for another 10 minutes and it's almost ready. Now I've just added some basil to it. Now I remember mom used to actually call one kukulufachi, which actually I think is the Ghanaian basil. I just don't know the name for it, but in terms of flavor, in terms of smell, it is the basil. And I used to love it because when she just added it to the chicken light soup, oh my god. I don't know the other local names, but I do know it as kukulufachi, which is like the airway way of saying it. I'm sure I'm not even pronouncing it correctly, but maybe scented leaf, who knows? Look, if you do know the local name of what I'm talking about, please leave your comments below. Please educate me, please. I would appreciate that. Anyway, so our chicken soup is ready. So you've got your whole garden eggs here. You've got the bakbushito representing. You can have it with some bread. Hey, look, just go local and have it with some fufu. Talking about fufu, you can find the full recipe in one of my previous videos, which is the fresh fufu in a pot. So enjoy your soft, pliable fufu without the hassle of pounding, and just have this with the beautiful chicken soup that we've just made. Now, if you do like what you see, do not forget to click that subscribe button now. Show me some love. Like the videos. Find more recipes on my blog in ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com, as well as my other blog fafagilbert.com for more inspiring recipes. You can also find the transcript for this recipe on either of the blogs. I hope you've enjoyed this. Do not forget to share with your family and friends and help me grow this channel. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter as Ndudu by Fafa. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, much love.